India stands at a crossroads. The 2024 general election looms large, a political battleground where two contrasting visions for India will collide. In one corner, we have the incumbent Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, a charismatic leader who has captivated the nation with his brand of assertive nationalism and development-oriented politics. His journey from a humble tea seller to the highest office in the land has resonated deeply with millions, cementing his image as a man of the people. Modi's leadership, often described as decisive and even autocratic, has polarized public opinion, attracting both fervent supporters and staunch critics. In the opposite corner stands Rahul Gandhi, the scion of the Nehru-Gandhi dynasty, shouldering the legacy of India's oldest political party, the Congress. Gandhi's political journey has been marked by a constant struggle to step out of the shadows of his illustrious lineage and establish his own identity. While his supporters view him as a compassionate leader committed to social justice and inclusivity, his detractors criticize his perceived lack of experience and political acumen. The 2024 election presents Gandhi with a formidable challenge and a crucial opportunity to prove his mettle against a formidable opponent. The upcoming election is more than just a contest between two individuals. It is a clash of ideologies, a referendum on the direction India wishes to take in the coming years. Will it be Modi's vision of a resurgent India, assertive on the global stage and driven by economic growth? Or will it be Gandhi's call for a more inclusive and equitable society where the fruits of development reach every citizen? The answer lies in the hands of the Indian electorate, and the stakes could not be higher. As India prepares to cast its vote, the world watches with bated breath. The outcome of this election will have profound implications, not just for the world's largest democracy, but also for the geopolitical landscape of the entire region. The stage is set, the battle lines are drawn, and the countdown has begun. The 2024 Indian general election promises to be a watershed moment in the nation's history. Narendra Modi's political journey has been nothing short of remarkable. From his humble beginnings as a tea seller in Gujarat to his meteoric rise as a prominent figure in the Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, Modi has consistently defied expectations. His leadership style, often described as a blend of charisma and pragmatism, has struck a chord with a large section of the Indian populace. Modi possesses an uncanny ability to connect with people from all walks of life, projecting an image of a strong and decisive leader capable of steering India towards a brighter future. Modi's tenure as the Chief Minister of Gujarat from 2001 to 2014 cemented his reputation as a pro-development administrator. His focus on economic growth, infrastructure development, and attracting foreign investment transformed Gujarat into one of India's most prosperous states. This track record of governance, combined with his carefully cultivated image as a strong and decisive leader, played a pivotal role in his landslide victory in the 2014 general election. As Prime Minister, Modi has continued to push his agenda of economic liberalization and infrastructural development. His flagship initiatives like Make in India, Digital India, and Clean India have garnered significant attention, both domestically and internationally. Modi's government has also undertaken ambitious reforms in sectors like taxation, bankruptcy laws, and the energy sector, aiming to streamline the economy and attract foreign investment. However, Modi's tenure has not been without its share of controversies. His critics accuse him of centralizing power, stifling dissent, and promoting a Hindu nationalist agenda that undermines India's secular fabric. His government's handling of issues like the COVID-19 pandemic, the farmers' protests, and the economic slowdown has also drawn criticism from various quarters. Despite these challenges, Modi remains a popular figure, particularly among India's burgeoning middle class and aspirational youth. Rahul Gandhi, the scion of the Nehru-Gandhi dynasty, carries the weight of a formidable legacy. As the great-grandson of India's first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, the grandson of Indira Gandhi, and the son of Rajiv Gandhi, both former prime ministers, politics is in his blood. However, this legacy has been both a blessing and a curse for Gandhi. While it has provided him with a platform and a loyal support base, it has also made him a target of dynastic politics accusations, with critics questioning his own political credentials. Gandhi's political journey has been marked by a constant struggle to carve out his own space within the Congress Party and on the national stage. His attempts to connect with the masses and shed the image of a reluctant politician have met with mixed results. However, his supporters view him as a compassionate leader who genuinely cares about the plight of the common man. Gandhi's focus on social justice, inclusivity, and strengthening democratic institutions resonates with a section of the Indian electorate that feels marginalized and unheard. Gandhi's political approach stands in stark contrast to Modi's. While Modi projects an image of strength and decisiveness, Gandhi's style is more understated and consensus-driven. He has often been critical of what he perceives as the Modi government's authoritarian tendencies and its attempts to silence dissent. Gandhi has positioned himself as a champion of free speech, individual liberty, and democratic values, appealing to those who feel these principles are under threat. Despite facing an uphill battle against the BJP's well-oiled election machinery, Gandhi's leadership of the Congress Party is not without its strengths. The Congress, with its long and storied history, retains a deep-rooted presence across India, particularly in rural areas. The party's traditional support base among Dalits, Muslims, and other marginalized communities, coupled with Gandhi's attempts to reach out to farmers, youth, and women, could prove crucial in the 2024 elections. The 2024 election presents a stark choice between two contrasting visions for India's future. Modi's BJP campaigns on a platform of economic growth, national security, and Hindu cultural revivalism. Their policies reflect this focus, with an emphasis on attracting foreign investment, boosting infrastructure, and promoting Make in India initiatives. The BJP government has also taken a hard line on national security issues, particularly in its dealings with Pakistan and China. Gandhi's Congress, on the other hand, emphasizes social justice, inclusivity, and secularism. Their policies tend to focus on poverty alleviation, rural development, and empowering marginalized communities. The Congress Party has been critical of the BJP's handling of the economy, arguing that their policies have benefited only a select few while exacerbating inequality. They also accuse the BJP of dividing the country along religious lines and undermining India's secular fabric. The two parties' approaches to governance also differ significantly. Modi's leadership style is often described as centralized and top-down, with a focus on efficiency and swift decision-making. This approach has been praised by some for its effectiveness in pushing through reforms and implementing large-scale projects. However, critics argue that it has come at the cost of democratic institutions and dissent. Gandhi's Congress, in contrast, advocates for a more decentralized and participatory approach to governance. They believe in empowering local communities and giving them a greater say in decision-making processes. The Congress Party also emphasizes the importance of dialogue and consensus building, even with those who hold opposing views. The 2024 election will be a referendum on these contrasting visions for India's future. Will voters choose Modi's promise of economic prosperity and national security? Or will they opt for Gandhi's vision of a more inclusive and equitable society? Only time will tell. Section 5. The BJP Juggernaut versus Congress's legacy. The Bharatiya Janata Party, under the leadership of Narendra Modi and Amit Shah, has emerged as a political force to be reckoned with. Their electoral success in recent years can be attributed to a combination of factors, including Modi's charisma, a well-oiled party machinery, and a carefully crafted narrative that resonates with a large section of the electorate. The BJP has successfully tapped into the aspirations of India's burgeoning middle class and its youth, who are drawn to Modi's promise of a strong and prosperous India. The BJP's electoral strategy has evolved significantly over time. They have effectively utilized social media platforms to connect with voters, disseminate their message, and counter their opponents' narratives. The party has also focused on building a strong organizational structure at the grassroots level, enabling them to mobilize voters effectively during elections. The Congress Party, on the other hand, finds itself at a crossroads. Once the dominant force in Indian politics, the party has struggled to regain its footing after facing consecutive defeats in the 2014 and 2019 general elections. The Congress's traditional support base among Dalits, Muslims, and other marginalized communities has been eroded by the BJP's aggressive campaigning and its ability to appeal to voters across caste and religious lines. The Congress Party's current predicament can be attributed to a number of factors, including a perceived lack of leadership, a disconnect with the aspirations of young India, and an inability to effectively counter the BJP's narrative. The party has also been plagued by internal factionalism and a lack of a cohesive strategy. The 2024 election presents a formidable challenge for the Congress Party. To regain its lost ground, the party will need to reinvent itself, connect with the aspirations of young India, and offer a compelling alternative to the BJP's vision for the country. Section 6. Public Perception, Charisma versus Dynasty. Public perception plays a crucial role in shaping electoral outcomes, and in the case of the 2024 Indian general election, it is a key battleground for both Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi. Modi has cultivated an image of a strong, decisive leader, a man of action who gets things done. His supporters admire his charisma, his oratory skills, and his ability to connect with the masses. They see him as a transformational leader who has ushered in an era of development and progress. Gandhi, on the other hand, has struggled to shake off the dynasty tag. Critics often perceive him as a reluctant politician, thrust into the limelight solely due to his lineage. While his supporters view him as a compassionate and well-intentioned leader, his detractors question his experience and leadership qualities. Gandhi's public image has also been hampered by a perception of his inability to connect with the masses and articulate a clear vision for the country. The 2024 election will be a test of whether Gandhi can overcome these perceptions and present himself as a viable alternative to Modi. He will need to convince voters that he possesses the experience, the vision, and the leadership qualities necessary to lead India. Modi, on the other hand, will need to convince voters that his brand of politics is still relevant and that he is the best person to lead India through the challenges of the 21st century. Section 7. Alliances, the name of the game. In the intricate game of Indian politics, alliances are crucial for securing victory. Both the BJP and the Congress understand this, and they have been actively forging alliances and strengthening existing ones to bolster their chances in the 2024 general election. The BJP, with its pan-Indian presence, has been successful in stitching together a formidable alliance of regional parties. The BJP's alliance-building strategy is based on a pragmatic approach, focusing on shared interests and a common goal of defeating the Congress. They have not shied away from aligning with parties that hold differing ideological positions, demonstrating a willingness to compromise to achieve their electoral objectives. The Congress Party, on the other hand, has struggled to forge a united front against the BJP. The party's traditional dominance has waned in recent years, making it difficult for them to attract and retain allies. The 2024 election will witness intense competition to secure alliances with regional parties. These regional players often hold significant sway in their respective states, and their support can prove decisive in determining the outcome of the election. The ability of both the BJP and the Congress to forge successful alliances will be a key factor in determining their success in the upcoming elections. Section 8. 2024 and beyond, the potential impacts. The 2024 Indian general election holds immense significance, not just for India, but also for the South Asian region and beyond. The outcome of this election will have far-reaching consequences, shaping India's domestic and foreign policies for years to come. A victory for Narendra Modi and the BJP would likely result in a continuation of their current policies, with a focus on economic growth, national security, and a more assertive foreign policy. On the other hand, a victory for Rahul Gandhi and the Congress Party could potentially lead to a shift in India's political landscape. The Congress, with its emphasis on social justice, inclusivity, and secularism, might prioritize these aspects in its policymaking. The 2024 election could also have significant implications for India's foreign policy. A third consecutive term for Modi could embolden India to take a more proactive role on the global stage, particularly in the Indo-Pacific region. The outcome of the 2024 Indian general election will be watched closely by the international community. India's growing economic and military might make it a key player in the global order. The policies adopted by the new government will have a significant impact on the global economy, regional stability, and the balance of power in Asia. Section 9. India's crossroads, stability or change. The 2024 Indian general election presents a stark choice for the Indian electorate, stability or change. On one hand, a vote for Narendra Modi and the BJP represents a vote for continuity. Modi's supporters argue that he is a decisive leader who has brought stability and economic growth to India. They point to his government's track record on infrastructure development, economic reforms, and national security as evidence of his effectiveness. On the other hand, a vote for Rahul Gandhi and the Congress Party represents a vote for change. Gandhi's supporters believe that India needs a change from the BJP's divisive politics and its focus on a narrow Hindu nationalist agenda. They argue that the Congress Party, with its emphasis on social justice, inclusivity, and secularism, is better placed to address the challenges facing India today. The choice facing the Indian electorate is not an easy one. Both stability and change have their own merits and demerits. Ultimately, the decision of whether to stay the course with Modi or to opt for change with Gandhi rests with the Indian people. Section 10. The verdict awaits. A nation on the brink. As the 2024 Indian general election draws closer, the nation stands at a critical juncture. The outcome of this election will determine the trajectory of the world's largest democracy for years to come. The stakes are high, and the choices facing the Indian electorate are stark. Will they choose the continuity and stability offered by Narendra Modi and the BJP, or will they opt for the promise of change embodied by Rahul Gandhi and the Congress Party? The campaign promises have been made, the rallies have been held, and the debates have been had. Now, it is up to the Indian people to decide their future. The world watches with bated breath as India prepares to cast its vote, the outcome of which will have far-reaching consequences for the region and beyond. The verdict awaits, and with it, the fate of a nation on the brink of transformation.